Famous Guitars, episode number 47. Well, a guitar that's coming up for auction pretty soon that belonged to one of the most iconic guitar players in rock and roll history, known for his stage antics, his makeup, and his smoking guitar. You might think I'm talking about this instrument right here. And of course, I'm talking about Ace Frehley's 1975 Les Paul. This isn't just any vintage guitar. This was Frehley's go-to weapon during the rise of Kiss in the mid-1970s. The Les Paul dates back to the early days of his career when Frehley gravitated toward Gibson guitars for their thick, sustaining tone. By 1975, this particular Les Paul had become his main instrument, used both on stage and in studio more than any other guitar in his arsenal. In fact, auction experts are calling it one of the most historically significant guitars in rock and roll. And you can see why. This guitar was right there as Kiss transformed from a gritty New York band into a global phenomenon. So where did this guitar make its mark? While exact track-by-track documentation is rare, the Les Paul was used exclusively during Kiss's breakthrough era, meaning it likely contributed to the sound of classic albums like Kiss, Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, and especially the legendary live album Alive. That last one is key. Alive is widely credited with launching Kiss into superstardom, and Frehley himself said that record inspired countless players to pick up the guitar. Now, if you know Ace Frehley, you know he didn't just play guitars, he transformed them. This Les Paul reflects that spirit. One of its most notable features is a triple humbucker configuration, giving it a hotter, thicker tone than standard models. Although Frehley does admittedly just play on the bridge pickup, the others are just cosmetic. And like many of Frehley's guitars, it shows the wear of heavy touring, particularly where his forearm rubbed away the finish over years of performances. While this specific guitar isn't confirmed to be one of his famous smoker or rocket launching builds, it comes from the same era when Frehley was experimenting with wild stage effects like guitars that emitted smoke, lights, and even pyrotechnics. In short, this guitar represents the foundation of that larger-than-life style. So now let's talk about this auction. The guitar is the centerpiece of Julien's Auction's upcoming Music Icon sale, taking place May 29th through 30th in New York City. It's expected to sell between $400,000 and $600,000, reflecting both its historic importance and its connection to Frehley's legacy. The auction will feature hundreds of items from rock history, but this Les Paul is clearly one of the crown jewels. And there's an emotional layer here too. Following Frehley's passing in 2025, pieces like this have become even more meaningful to fans and collectors. They're not just instruments anymore. They are artifacts of a legendary era. From sweaty club stages to arena-sized rock shows, from studio sessions to one of the most influential live albums ever recorded, Ace Frehley's 1975 Les Paul isn't just a guitar, it's a piece of rock and roll DNA, and soon it'll belong to the highest bidder. And there you are, there's your Famous Guitars episode number 47, Ace Frehley's 1975 Gibson Les Paul. And like, share, and follow for more Famous Guitars, and please check out my album, In Your Face, at ElasticStage.com, where you can purchase it on vinyl or CD, or stream it on any one of these platforms. You can also download it.